maybe in like if it was just DeSantis versus Haley, that would have been one thing, right? And that would be an interesting primary because you have more of the conservative base versus the more moderate base, and see how that goes. But you're not going to come at Trump, try and get Trump's base while he's still on the ballot
and getting persecuted for charges, like or 4 separate indictments, 9, just insane.
So I want your opinion on that.
Oh dear.
By the way, for our audience, this is our resident legal counsel. If you're going to come at us legally, this is the guy who's going to defend us. I don't care. You're probably not going to come at us for real estate stuff, but
true. Hopefully, he doesn't get
Trump,
that far.
No, well, Trump,
they're coming at Trump for real estate.
So because I just saw a headline this morning that Jon Stewart got pegged with.
Oh yeah, because he overvalued his thing too. Yeah,
that's what real estate is. You want your job is to promote your property.
Well, and, the other thing too about the New York case specifically is I forget if it was the mayor or like somebody in the DA's office right after they came out and basically said like after they came out with the fine and everything.
I think it was 370.
So 355, some insane amount of millions that I'll never have.
Bond.
So
yeah.
But they literally had to make an announcement like, oh, hey, rest of like Wall Street and stuff, don't worry, like this is not a normal thing. Like they had to make that as a separate announcement because, the guy who does the Shark
Kevin O'Leary and Mark Cuban both spoke out and said, you guys are making New York a business.
Yeah, like a hellhole, basically.
Why would you gamble on taking property here if
they can take it away at any time, or like destroy you basically for doing stuff that everybody does. But I feel like that's kind of the thing, right? We have laws on the books that in theory are good, but it's all about selective prosecution these days, and so it's just a difficult world to be in, and it's bad also because one side just says it, they just say basically, hey, we're going to selectively prosecute, and
the SDNY, that is a sketchy. You're getting persecuted by them, things disappear, things get made up. You got that Judge Erdogan, Letitia James. Could you imagine if they put the bars on Trump bar property? Like if they went to Trump Towers and repoed them, what optics that would have been?
I hope they'd be gold bars at least.
So what I don't understand though is how do you repo something that's been paid for? Like even if he overinflated in what he paid a wrong interest rate, he would have overpaid in taxes, correct?
Yeah, honestly, I'm not even sure how exactly I'm not exactly sure on like what the specifics of the charge, but it could, it could also have something to do with if you overvaluate, your properties and stuff like that, and then you use that as leverage for maybe negotiating or use it to get loans and stuff like that, especially because what a lot of wealthy people do is they, the money that they spend is not actually money they own or have on hand. They just take loans out and then they'll like use either their stock accounts or their properties as like collateral. And so that could be part of the charge.
But if the bank got paid back, I don't understand.
That was what I was talking.
It's the principle, man.
And that's what when I was saying Letitia James becoming real estate is essentially because it was a victimless crime. Yeah. New York, the prosecutor, the attorney general going after him was going to basically be in charge of selling his building.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like, if it came to that, basically, yeah.
It was like, how does that work out? That was where, like, you start the Shark Tank, Kevin O'Leary, a bunch of people kind of came out and were like, listen, guys, if this is the kind of things you're going to be exposed to if you buy business in New York.
And when it recently got reduced, right? So like 130 or something like that.
The news story is Monday, it was taken from 370 to like 150.
Okay.
And Trump said, I can cover that, we're good.
Yeah.
I want to see him paid in pennies. If I ever owed the government $150 million, I just buy up all the pennies and get
giant sacks, with dollar signs on it.
Bricks trucks of copper. Bring it in. It's like, you want your money back, New York City, have it. You got all the copper.
And the funny thing is I could totally see him doing something like that because he did make that comment, where they were like, how are you going to pay for it? And he just turned around and goes, cash.
It's like, all right.
Cash. We pay with cash.
It's a totally illegitimate, totally corrupt process. And then after that, his Truth Social.
Well, that's the other thing too that was very interesting.
DJT's a stock.
Yeah.
Cash sign DJT.
And now it's making like
$6 billion.
Yeah, a bunch of money off of that. So
after CNN ran a week, broke Dawn can't get his pennies together to pay his little $400 million bail. All right, now Dawn's $6 billion. He's just got to wait, I think, like 90 days or something.
Yeah, something like that. I'm not sure what the rules are, but
is that what happened?
He took a SPAC to a actual something you can trade on the
stock exchange.
Yeah.
And
once he did that, that is DJT. Donald Trump, like worldwide.
Worldwide.
It's you're betting on Trump. And it's trading, I think, at like 60 or 70. Right now, it went up from like 30 or 25 when it was just SPAC. So it's like...
So the Russians are just pumping money.
Exactly. That's exactly who's doing it. That's exactly who they're saying.
I don't even know. Are they like legally allowed to with all the sanctions? Even if they wanted to, like... I don't know, man.
Could be China.
Could be.
China's allowed to do whatever they want.
That's true. Well, that's very true.